YouTube. I missed y'all, okay? Golf cart is finally back. You know I love his videos, chat. You know I love his videos. And this is on the one person that is called maybe the nicest person on Twitch. It's your boy CaseOh. I do like CaseOh. I'm not an avid watcher of his streams, but I do respect him. So we gonna check out his video about him, okay? Golf cart makes fire videos, so we gonna check it out, chat.
How much money can we burn on camera? And then there's this guy. CaseOh is interesting because on paper he's doing almost everything wrong. His production quality is kind of garbage.
CaseOh, where'd he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't even zoomed in or cropped.
His setup isn't designed to be some massive content machine. Half the time he's live, he's playing some random game most people have never even heard of.
Your costume sucks, kid.
I mean, when your entire job is getting people to watch you, you don't turn down a Mr. Beast video. But CaseOh did.
CaseOh did not respond to my message.
And somehow, despite doing the opposite...
But that's what makes him different. That's why he stands out. He's just in his little world. The only collab he's done was Jinxie.
Tells creators they're supposed to do. He's still one of the biggest streamers on the planet. How does that happen? The honest answer is that none of this should have worked, because CaseOh's had the odds stacked against him since day one. Case Baker grew up in rural Arkansas. His hometown has a population just over 1,500. It's the kind of place where a new Walmart makes the front page, and where the churches outnumber the stoplights. Towns like that don't have a lot going on. So, as a quiet kid, Case did what quiet kids in quiet towns have always done. He disappeared into a screen, in this case a PlayStation, Call of Duty on repeat. And when YouTube started blowing up in the early 2010s, he was right there watching Nadeshot and the Optic guys build something that didn't exist a decade earlier. He watched gaming turn from a thing you did after school into an actual career.
Well, how does this sound? Making a living and even a small fortune just playing video games.
The biggest names were clearing their parents' annual salaries in a single weekend, and after watching that, it became Case's dream job. The problem was, he knew the odds, especially in his situation. His Wi-Fi was barely good enough to even watch YouTube. Uploading to it or streaming on Twitch.
This is why we can't complain, chat. Because I don't really got the best quality too. But we still stay stacked, you know what I mean?
Forget it. So he buried it. He graduated high school, bounced between jobs, often working 2 at a time, just to keep the lights on.
You asking what we watching? It's a documentary about CaseOh. You know CaseOh.
6 years.
This dude makes
6 years of clocking in somewhere he didn't want to be. 6 years of watching other guys his age blow up online doing the exact same thing he'd given up on. By the end of it, Case was broke, burnout. He was one bad week away from walking into a recruiter's office and signing up for the military. Then his mom stepped in, and she asked him the question that changed everything. Why not take a real shot at the whole streaming thing? What's the worst that happens? Now, streaming is one of the most competitive jobs on the planet, and if you're like Case, trying to pursue it full time, you need to understand, there's levels to this. Level 1, you can quit your job. Level 2, you're living large. And at level 3, you're the top 1% of the top 1%.
What level we at? We level 0.5, bro.
Now, there's no direct translation from Twitch viewers to money. So for the sake of the example, we're gonna say you reach level 1 at around 100 viewers. Once you're there, you can take the leap to streaming full time, which getting there sounds totally reasonable. It's not. Somehow convincing 100 people to watch you live is brutal. In the past year, 18.4 million people opened up Twitch and broadcasted live on the platform. I want you to guess how many of them actually made it to level 1. Seriously, throw a number out there.
I'm gonna say 500K.
Answer is 165,536. That's less than 1%. For every person who gets to level 1, there's 100 that don't. Every big streamer you see today spent days, weeks, if not months streaming to an audience of 0. I mean, take Jinxie for example. He streamed to just 5 viewers for a year and a half before he ever made it.
5 viewers? He's grinding!
And I'm throwing all of these numbers at you for a reason.
That's me. Just wait and see.
Because without them, you wouldn't understand how truly insane what happens next is. Okay, so hate to interrupt myself here, but let's say you're like CaseOh and don't love your day job. Maybe you're not all that interested in streaming, but you've got a business idea and just don't know where to actually start. Well, let me tell you about WAP.
Yep.
Just get lucky. Or of his your business today.
Because in like 24 hours, y'all took me from nothing to crazy.
You see, CaseOh hit level 1 in the first hour of his first ever stream, and he didn't just get lucky.
Hey, y'all came through deep from the top, man.
In the days before he went live for the first time, CaseOh was already laying the groundwork. He spent days filming and editing clips of him playing NBA 2K23, and on September 10th, 2022, he uploaded 22 videos to TikTok. The next morning, he woke up to over 10,000 followers and a comment.
Is that what we should do? Yo.
Comment section flooded with one question. So that night, he went live for the first time, and the floodgates opened.
When I look down and I see 100.
I see the vision now. I see the vision. Spam funny clip. Yeah. I mean, I do be spamming clips on TikTok. Are you trying to say it's not funny? Is that what you're trying to say? No, it's okay. I love you, Nexo.
126 viewers, bro. I cannot believe it.
From that day on, he followed the same routine. Clock into the 9 to 5, hit the second job, cut a few lawns, then come home and stream until he couldn't keep his eyes.
Be honest, chat. Nexo. Do you think I have potential in this? Like CaseOh, do you think I got it? Because, like, I believe so. Maybe I'm just like stupid.
Eyes open.
I can't. I don't want to go sleep, man. I don't want to go to work, man. I want another build, dog. All I want to do is make builds and play 2K forever. Why do I gotta go work?
After each stream, he'd find the best moments, clip them, and fire them back onto TikTok. The loop fed itself. Inside a week, he'd blown past 100,000 TikTok followers. Every stream was pulling 500 plus concurrent viewers.
Dude said, call the boss, quit. This your life now, cuz? Dude, imagine.
And the number that actually mattered, he was making more money streaming at night than he was at his day job.
No, y'all literally just donated more than I make in a week in one night. Bruh.
But CaseOh kept his head on straight. What shows up overnight can also disappear overnight. So before he quit his day job, he needed proof that this wasn't a fluke. So he made a deal with his chat, hit 5,000 Twitch subs, and he'd quit his job.
This a day we're gonna remember forever, you feel me? This a day we gonna remember forever.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
You know I love y'all, man. Thank you, bro. It's all y'all, you feel me? Thank you, man. Full-time CaseOh in the building, and I'm laying in their mouth, too.
Within just a few weeks, it was a done deal. Case's fan base was new, but dedicated, and they wanted to see him pursue this thing full-time.
Like I said, I've been dreaming of wanting to, be a streamer, a content creator since I was 13 years old. I finally took the leap, bro. I finally took the leap, and y'all came through for you, boy. For real, y'all came through.
Imagine the feeling, quitting your job, whatever, to do your dream, bro. That's gotta be the best dream, bro. That's what we're building, chat.
Crazy.
Now, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows from here. His internet was still garbage, like genuinely bad. Streams would lag or even just end because the connection bottomed out.
Do you see what I deal with?
And when you're trying to build an audience, that's the kiss of death. If your stream ends, they move on to the next. Eventually, numbers started slipping. For a couple months, it looked like maybe the whole thing was a fluke. Maybe the bubble had already popped.
You know, I seen the numbers when I very first started. You know, the hype was there because I first blew up. Had like 800 viewers every night. Then y'all seen it.
Yeah, bro, I've seen the Arda thing. This guy is insane, bro. He runs not like a human, bro. Fair play to him, bro. Genuinely, I saw Marlon ran with him.
Dip to like, 100, 150.
I know.
I was like, I gotta do something different or it's gonna go under.
Then he picked up a different game, Hogwarts Legacy. It was kind of a weird choice. It had a totally different audience from...
Should we do something like that, bro? Maybe I should do a running stream. Oh, that would be fire, bro. I'm gonna do a running stream.
The 2K crowd he'd built, but he streamed it anyway. Clipped a moment and posted it to TikTok.
Well, I see the sun peeking through the window a little bit. Sleep schedule gone now. Gotta make Hufflepuff proud, though. Hey, that's what it is, man.
That one video alone pulled in over...
Do you think I'm gonna do 600 kilometers, bro? Are you mad? Of course not. I'm saying a shorter goal. Come on, bro, lock in.
For 18 million views. Just like that, he's back. Viewership climbs to 600. Keeps climbing. Month after month. Every week, another clip going viral. Another wave of new viewers funneling straight to the stream. The snowball was rolling again. By May 2023...
When I was playing football, like, regularly, I could run, like... Wait, I ran, what was it? I ran, Wait, what was it? I ran like... What was it? I think I ran like 12 kilometers in like 45 minutes or some shit like that. Which is pretty good. Wait, no. I don't know what it was. But like, there's a marathon that we do here that I did. And it was like pretty good.
CaseOh was averaging over 2,500 viewers, a legitimate name in streaming culture.
If you don't know who he is, you gotta be living under a rock.
And this is level 2. At level 2, you're starting to live large. You're in big boy money territory.
Damn.
At this point, you're not going to bed afraid the whole thing vanishes overnight.
All right, babe, my dad. Get him out of here!
With over 2,500 average viewers, CaseOh was sitting somewhere just inside the top 1,000 streamers on Twitch. Incredible by any measure, but remember, Twitch is stacked top heavy. And when I say top heavy, I mean it. At any given moment, there are about 3 million users on Twitch watching content. When you break down the viewer distribution by channel rank, the picture gets pretty clear. Out of the millions of channels on the platform, the top 250 pull over half the viewership. That's the difference between level 2 and level 3. While it seems like the easiest jump on the ladder here, it's actually the most difficult. There's a specific blueprint nearly every streamer has followed to make this jump. Here, I'll break it down for you. What you're looking at right now is 5 of the biggest streamers on the planet. Each at the moment they were averaging exactly 2,500 viewers. Pay attention to the setups. None of them are exciting. The rooms are pretty basic, the camera quality kinda sucks. There's no production value. They look like what they are, just guys streaming from their bedrooms. Now fast forward to when those same streamers are pulling 10,000 viewers a night. Everything's changed. The lighting's dialed in. The cameras are crisp. The rooms look intentional. This is the blueprint kicking in. And it all starts with one realization. At this level, streaming isn't just a job anymore. It's a business. And like a business, the goal is to make as much money as possible. The internet, for whatever reason, craves a spectacle. And the spectacle game is pretty easy to play. You've kind of just got to spend money to make money. The setup is just the start. Next comes the move to LA. Buy the mansion, drop the I just bought my dream car video. Hire a dozen editors to pump out clips around the clock. By the time you're clearing 50,000 viewers, it turns into an optimization race. Every stream, every upload, every second of content is engineered to milk the cash cow. The longer you stay on the top, the more efficient it becomes. And weirdly, the more the internet praises you. But the spectacle only works if people are still looking.
Light some fireworks in your room, clip it, and it goes viral. Trust me.
Really?
Alright, so if I burn my house down, you got me next, though? Cause let's do that shit, bro. That shit going viral.
Relevancy is the whole game. The second your numbers dip, the money goes with it. So you're forced to stay visible. You hit the podcast circuit.
Who remembers this guy? Tommy in it.
Whole game. The second your numbers dip, the money goes with it. So you're forced to stay visible. You hit the podcast circuit, impulsive on Monday and blank on Thursday. You show up to every mainstream streamer event. You become a permanent fixture in the conversation because the conversation is the product. And the fastest way to stay in the conversation is to stand next to someone bigger than you. Take those same 5 streamers and pull up their biggest streams of all time. Ninja, Fortnite with Drake, Hayden Ross, the Donald Trump interview, Kai Cenat, the LeBron stream that pulled over 1 million concurrent viewers.
He gets their numbers, but he just chill in his room like me. You'll make enough from the clip to build a new house. Yeah, feel me? Yo, did you guys see the song I made on TikTok, Iceman Edition? I was streaming yesterday making a song, bro. That shit is going triple platinum, bro. Somebody said it was gonna go triple plastic, but I blocked that person, so.
The blueprint. I'm not necessarily saying it's bulletproof or guaranteed, but it's the safe route. Every streamer who's made it to the top 250 has run some version of that exact playbook based on constant evolution. But CaseOh ignored this approach altogether. His strategy is quite literally the opposite in just about every possible sense. The last time we talked about CaseOh, he was fresh off of Hogwarts, averaging 2,500 viewers. So let's run that same comparison from earlier and fast forward to when he's at 10,000. Not much has changed. I mean, sure, he did buy a new house, but he moved from a trap house to a trailer just across town. Either way, at the end of the day, his computer monitor is still being held up with a vacuum cleaner.
If I don't
No way his computer monitor is being held up by a vacuum cleaner.
have the vacuum cleaner holding up the back of the monitor, it'll fall over. And then back here are my PCs. You can tell they're being held up by books as well.
And the camera quality seems to somehow have gotten worse.
Chat, my stream quality is actually so crispy. It looks like it's in 4K.
Since Hogwarts, he's continued to stream.
He's like a large blob, bro. I love him, bro.
4 to 6 nights a week. Same time, same chat, rotating through whatever random games he feels like. Supermarket Simulator, Granny, Dress to Impress.
What is this?
He doesn't even play
Why is
big
it on my
games.
front page? Playing it.
Games a normal person wouldn't think to stream. But then you watch for 5 minutes and you start to get it.
This is the funniest dude on the internet right now.
Just plays the most random everything.
CaseOh, where did he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Yeah,
Because the game isn't the point. The chat isn't there for the games. They're there to watch him fall out of his chair for the 10th time this month and narrate it like he's describing a car accident.
Yo, that almost killed me. Oh!
What?
Yo!
Did that
Chat!
fall?
The chair is dead, dude!
to watch him get jump scared by a horror.
His camera quality is actually like, his quality of stream is just like, it's kind of shit, I'm gonna be honest, but I guess that's the part of
game and scream at a volume that blows out the mic. And that's why it worked. By January of 2024, CaseOh was averaging over 50,000 concurrent viewers every single night, making him the #3 ranked streamer on all of Twitch.
Like, my mind is weird. Like, in my mind, I still don't have the thought of, like, I still made it. Yeah. Because in my mind, I feel like if I have that thought and tell myself that I made it, you don't want to get, like, lazy. It's going to go downhill. Yeah. You know what I mean?
By every metric the industry actually uses, CaseOh is underperforming. He's leaving growth on the table at every possible turn. He doesn't invest in new setups, he doesn't upgrade his gear, and has no real plan to optimize himself. Every analyst will tell you he could be twice the size he is if he just ran the playbook like everyone else. And honestly, they're probably right. But
I don't know about that actually, because like, I think the reason why he's as big as he is, pun intended, is because he feeds into the acting like he's not, you know what I mean, the genuine shit, like he's not, like he's, you know what I mean, like relatability, like he doesn't upgrade his shit, you know what I mean? I feel like if he became like everybody else, then why would you watch him, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing, CaseOh never looked at any of that and felt like he was losing something. Buying a house in the hills, pulling up in a supercar, collecting all the things that say you've made it. None of that ever seemed to be important to him. And there's nothing wrong with wanting those things. A lot of creators go in with exactly that goal in mind. But CaseOh sits in this rare category of someone who actually reached the I made it moment and genuinely doesn't want it.
It was never about, like, being huge, just like, because it didn't matter the money. You know, I just wanted to do what I loved for a living. I could be, you know, pinching pennies to make it, but as long as I get to stream every day instead of go to work, I was cool with that. You know?
But to be clear, it's not like he's allergic to money. He's the #3 streamer on Twitch. The guy is doing just fine. But there's a difference between making money and squeezing every last cent out of your audience. He's never done any kind of subathon, he doesn't say yes to every brand that comes knocking, and he doesn't manufacture drama to give the numbers a little bump. The way he sees it, you can't leave money on the table if it was never what you sat down for.
Some of my most favorite jobs I ever had were the jobs where I was making pennies. Yo, I'm not even finna lie to y'all. I think y'all just donated more than my week's paycheck in one night. I'm talking about sitting in the parking lot of the dollar store, having to call my mom, be like, hey, can you spot me $50 for food for the rest of the week? But you know what? I was happy. Like, if I could turn this into something and just be able to do this with y'all every day, that'd be a dream come true. Yeah, I was broke.
He's such a genuine ass dude.
But it was alright, because the job was cool. Dude, I'm not worried about Twitch ad revenue. I would rather people have a good viewing experience than make an extra, you know, whatever a month.
I like that.
So that's the money half of the blueprint. The mansion, the supercar, the optimization strategy. But the blueprint isn't only about money. The other half of the blueprint is relevancy.
He's done a collab with Jinx.
The streaming world has a short memory. And the way you fight that is by staying in the conversation. Podcasts, events, collabs, it all comes down to the same idea. Stand next to someone bigger than you, and you get to share some of their spotlight. Well, if you thought he was underperforming on the money side of the blueprint, just listen to this. In 3 years as one of the biggest streamers on the planet, he's done exactly one traditional collab. Jinxie.
What's the furthest you've ever traveled?
Florida, and that was one time to go to Jinxie's house.
And that collab is almost word for word.
He's never left Arkansas?
The only existing footage of CaseOh outside of his own house.
My friend brought this up yesterday to me when we were chilling. He said it's crazy that Jinxie literally has the only recorded footage of me outside of my own stream setup. Like, he is the only one that's got me out of my room.
Matter of fact, it was the first time he'd ever left the state he was born in.
So this is the first time you've ever been out of, like, Florida? Or out of Arkansas, my bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just, I don't know, I'll be getting homesick. I get away from home for too long, I'm just, man, I don't know.
Over the last 3 years, CaseOh has won 5 different awards.
And the Streamer Award goes to...
CaseOh!
CaseOh!
He hasn't shown up to a single one in person.
Mr. Beast tweeted you? Oh, yeah, I talked to him, yeah. I can't even go on a Mr. Beast video due to fear of airplanes. Ain't that bad, chat?
According to the blueprint, all of those things just come with the territory of being in the top 1%. But CaseOh is avoiding all of it. And when you stack it all up, not going to award shows, turning down the collabs, even the fact that he's only left the state of Arkansas once, you start to wonder if there's more to it than just not caring.
I think he's, maybe social anxiety, because like, okay, not doing collabs, it's okay. Not leaving your state your whole life is insane. When I'm 18 in a few months, I will start my own business and eventually make enough money to visit every continent. I like that, bro. That's the type of shit I like to hear, bro. I like that. I like that confidence. But like, bro, not leaving. Imagine not leaving where you're from, or just doing it one time your whole life.
Chat, I didn't tell y'all this, bro. When I was changing setups to go from the trap house into the trailer, I was literally a mental wreck for like a week straight.
What?
Because I don't know if anybody else has this, but dude, I have like some form of horrific OCD that I've had for years, that if something even minor changes, I'm gonna die.
You see, OCD is one of the most misunderstood conditions out there. People hear the word and picture someone who just likes things clean and organized. And while that can be a part of it, that's not exactly what it is. At its core, OCD is anxiety. For CaseOh, moving into a new house meant moving into an environment that was full of variables his brain hadn't had the chance to map out yet.
Like when I take my hat off and put it on the counter, same spot every night. If it goes in a different spot, I'm dead.
Everything becomes unpredictable, and for someone with OCD, an unpredictable environment is one thing that can't be controlled. Each unknown stacks on top of the last until his brain is sent into overdrive.
Chad, here's some lore for you. Every time I would leave to work in the morning, I would go outside my house and I would have to check that my doorknob was locked 37 times. I would have to start my drive to work, take a block back around to my house, and check it another 11 times.
Bro, I thought I was one of the only people. When I be locking doors and I be doing that all the time too. Maybe not going out and then coming back in, but like I do that all the time. Or when I pack stuff in my bag, I literally pack it in my bag, right? I close it, I open it again and check again, and then when I go to my door, I open the bag again and then check before I go. That ass. Every single time. I thought I was the only one that was a weirdo. Y'all do that too? How are you doing, bro? Y'all think I'm a weirdo. No, genuinely, like, I don't know what it is, like. It's like, I don't know why I think something's gonna change in the bag in like 0.5 seconds. But like, yeah, you weird. You're yapping. Yeah, I know.
And then I could go to work.
Which explains why his setup has barely changed over the years. It's one of the places where his brain already knows the answers to all the questions. It's his rules, at his pace, all in an environment that makes him most comfortable. But that need for predictability doesn't stay contained to his house. It follows him everywhere.
I went out in public 3 times in a row. I got recognized all 3 times. I never went outside again, bro. Like some people, bro, came up like, hey, yo, can I get a picture? Everybody started.
I've never seen him outside.
Looking, I'm like, oh man, dude, I was about to pass out, man.
Outside of that room, he controls nothing. Who's around him? How they got there? Whether someone grabs his shoulder before he sees him.
You've never, next I'm telling you, you've never streamed. I don't know actually if you, maybe you stream, I don't know, maybe you stream, but when you don't stream, you gotta talk to yourself sometimes, bro. Cause you're not gonna respond every single time, you know what I mean?
Coming. None of it is up to him.
You gotta make conversations with yourself. Because otherwise it doesn't go. Like, of course, if I had like I don't know, like because right now you're the only active, or Hussa was it? So technically 2 active chatters. You know, if you have like, I don't know, let's say 5 active chatters, then like, you know, when I have that, I don't really, because like somebody's always saying something. You know what I mean? It's kind of
go out in public.
Because I can't speak. Then nobody responds anything. I can't just go back to like, I'm gonna look weird in the video.
Never.
When he's at home, it's easier to manage because, well, he's in his own house. But in public, there's no way to make the unknown stop. It's not only uncomfortable, but also insanely overwhelming.
You would have a better chance of actually winning the Powerball lottery than ever seeing me in public. That's how rare it is. No joke.
The blueprint says the path forward revolves around a constant state of evolution. The more you change, the newer things are, the more excited people are to watch. But for CaseOh, that path has never really been accessible the same way it is for everyone else.
I think was him. This guy who made the video makes OCD seem, but this is the thing, we see OCD Nexo as a very minor thing, and it is for some people, but for some people it is a real mental issue. It's like mental, like it's like getting anxiety for things changing from what it was originally. You know what I mean? Some people do have it like severely. So I think he's trying to say like CaseOh has it like to a higher level.
And yet, here he is.
Literally almost 1,000 away from 10 million.
10 million.
Say it ain't
what?
so. This is a moment in history. No, this is a moment in history.
Behind everything, the awards, the numbers, the journey from a rice mill to the #3 spot on Twitch, almost nothing has actually changed.
You definitely gonna do this full time? Hey, I hope so, CJ. That'd be a dream come true for you, boy, man. Maybe my parents don't have to work no more either. That'd be a dream come true too, bro.
He's been grounded in the fact
that's the dream, bro. Genuinely. Imagine retiring your parents, bro.
that streaming was never about being the very best. It was always about building a life worth living, for himself and for the people he loves.
Wait, Mom, we're about to hit 10 million. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Bro, I love their
We're about to hit 10 million!
I gotta turn this off. Come on.
No way we're actually about to hit it.
Bro,
We hit 10 million, baby! Let's go! 10 million on YouTube!
His mom was there before any of this made sense.
She brought me some balloons in here! Yo! She brought me some balloons! Balloons!
That's making me feel good. I'm not gonna lie.
Before all of the awards and money, before tens of thousands of people were waiting for him to go live, she was the only one who pushed him to try streaming in the first place.
That's a dadgum diamond play button!
That's what we do this shit for.
You've had this? What? It wouldn't be possible without y'all, Chad. And you know who else it wouldn't be possible without? My mom. Come stand in front of the camera.
W mom, bro. W mom.
And his dad, the man who spent his whole life doing the kind of work nobody claps for.
My dad, for example, like, dude, this whole life just working. He's had multiple back surgeries, multiple.
We gonna do that when we get the first 100K, and then we're gonna order that when we get the milli. Come on, bro.
Wrist surgeries, multiple foot surgeries, all from just working his whole life.
The man he watched and worked alongside with do it with no complaints.
I worked with my dad. We're both maintenance men. Maintenance ain't easy work. You know, you're crawling under sinks, you're changing faucets, you're crawling up in attics, you know, all that, just nasty.
The same man that taught him how to work was eventually the one who told him to quit his regular job and do what he loved.
I remember the night we hit 5,000. I was like, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna...
Wait, I can order myself one now if I want to? I mean, that doesn't really make any sense, though, because I haven't hit the... You know what I mean?
Call my boss. I remember I got him to call because I was scared. Like, hey, boss, you know, I'm playing video games for a living. But it'd sound better coming from my dad because, you know, my dad was essentially like his right-hand man.
Yep.
But yeah.
So when streaming became a reality, he made sure that the two people who spent their lives building him up never had to work again.
What has been like the most fulfilling thing that you've run into in your career?
Just that everybody gets to chill.
Yeah.
And they have to get away from the jobs they hated and everything like that, and we could all just chill and do this. That's the best thing. Look at her say they're retired because they do it because you know they don't want to just chill and do nothing. They do a lot of stuff for me. Like my dad, if I need something,
but like people are just gonna go to my AG and
to go
like,
get or something, he goes and gets it. My mom handles all the background, like all of it.
If you ask Case, that's the whole story right there. In a world where overnight success has a way of quietly hollowing people out, CaseOh never let any of it change him.
The only thing I want to be is a place for people to go for 4 hours a night, forget about life, you know, crack some jokes, you know, have a good time, and just chill out.
And that's why this story isn't over. CaseOh has already crossed the line that mattered the most. He turned his dream into real life. He helped his family stop working. He became the place he always wanted to be for others. So whatever happens next is just the icing on the cake.
I've been dreaming of this since I was a kid, bro. Y'all for real low key making dreams come true, bro.
W CaseOh. Great video. That was a W video, chat. You know what? We leaving a like. That's a great video. If y'all like the video, like, sub, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.